am not sure where to start on today, I guess. Today's already been kind of a rough day, and I'm trying to just keep my head on straight. Anybody know that feeling when you're sitting down to have breakfast, or maybe just doing something else, and all of a sudden you hear this kind of a panicked voice from a kid, "Mom!" And it's not an excited mom, but it's also not a terrified mom, somebody's really hurt kind of dangerous situation. But it's just one of those moms that you dread. Well, that's what I got to hear this morning while I was eating breakfast. So I dreaded to hear what was the next thing out of Isaac's voice. And it was, "The goats are out and the dogs are chasing them." Well, as anybody who has goats knows, that's a regular part of life when you have goats, evidently. Fortunately for us, we don't have that problem very often. Since we had it today, I am sure we're going to be having it more often until we fix whatever the problem with the goat's pen there is. And we still have to determine what that problem is. Fortunately, also, kids went running outside, got the goats back in, got the dogs to leave the goats alone, but we do have issues with our dogs not being nice to the goats. They tend to put their teeth on the goats and have caused goat injuries in the past. So actually that's one reason that we don't have the goats out doing what we wanted the goats to do, which was rotating them around and maintaining fence lines. We have problems around here with not being able to keep our fences hot enough, and I don't even know why that is, because we'll walk the fences and make sure that everything is off the fences, and we still can't get our fences very hot. In the summer, we blame it on there not being enough moisture. So therefore, if there's not enough moisture, then the ground rot, even though it's, driven in there, it's probably a 6-foot deep ground rod, it might just not be enough. Maybe we need to have multiple ground rods. I don't know. And we're guessing our problem today with the goats is that's not a very hot fence. And either the goats or the bulls in there keep unplugging the fence because they have access to it where we had installed our electric fence system. So it is really just one thing after the other this morning. Then on top of that, school day's not going so great. I lost my temper, got aggravated with some kids. Then I've got other kids who are away doing some high school co-op classes. So younger kids are having to fill in on their animal or household chores. Those younger kids aren't so happy because they don't want to do more work, etc., etc. Charlie is away on a fun business trip. He's duck hunting, and it's me home with, 10 kids this week because Ryan's still here. And I'm just wanting to pull my hair out. I'm struggling with whether to continue doing these videos because I'm not sure if it's really providing anything to hardly anybody, and I'm not sure that I see the point. I think the point originally was just more for me to kind of put myself out there and just kind of explain what life is like to large families, to families on a homestead, to moms who are just having a hard day, letting them know that your house is not always going to be clean, and your goats are not always going to stay in the fence, and your fence is not always going to stay hot. And I hear and see so many YouTube channels and podcasts where everybody just seems to have it all together, and they explain all their systems about how they keep all the balls in the air with their businesses and their homestead and their homeschooling, and the constant, keeping homemade meals on the table, fresh, homemade, wholesome meals. And I'm like, I'm still going out to buy my kids pizza at least once a week. Maybe not quite that often, but sometimes it is that often. And this week it's feeling like pizza every night with my husband gone. And I'm still like, I've got to get more, got to find the time to get the videoing done. Got to find the time to edit the videos. And I want to be able to sit down and read with my kids. And I just can't seem to figure out how to get it all in. So today, or maybe just for right now, this is a rant video. This is a video with just me putting myself out there just saying, this is hard. There is no romantic notion here. Yes, I have a fairly nice view out my back door that kind of makes you think all these romantic thoughts when you see the cows and you hear the turkeys in the background and see the pond down below. But my kids are not the perfect kids, and I am not by far the perfect mom, the perfect homesteader, the perfect wife, or even the perfect child of God. And so a little bit ago, I asked one of my daughters that I had not asked to go do animal chores. I said, could you please go make lunch? Even told her what to make for lunch, because somebody had a good idea earlier. And she said she could, and she didn't give me a hard time about it, and for that I am so grateful. And then she said, why? What are you going to go do? And I said, I am going to go sit down and listen to my online Bible study podcast, because I haven't done that in a few days, and I'm struggling right now. I am really struggling right now, and I'm going to go give some time to God, and hopefully that will help get my brain back where it needs to be. So, that's the best advice I can give you to all of you out there who are struggling and having a rough day like I am. Go give some time to God. Give your troubles to God. And put your faith in Him that He's going to get you through this. These might all be a whole lot of small things, because I know a lot of people going through a whole lot of hard things, and that's not me. But all these small things are still hard sometimes, and we still have to give ourselves to Him, give our troubles to Him, and let Him carry us through them.